We're going to be talking about improper fractions and mixed numbers today. Okay? An improper fraction okay, I would. If I'm writing, you should be writing. Improper fraction. This is where your top number your numerator, okay, is larger than your bottom number. Remember, your bottom number is the denominator. So some examples of what an improper fraction might look like is 3 over 2, 14 over 10. We had that a minute ago. We had 7 over 5 a minute ago. Okay. It can be very large numbers. It could be 125 over 100. Okay. As long as your top number is larger than your bottom number. That's an improper fraction. Yes. When we talk about ratios, okay, one way we write them is as a fraction. And so they do sometimes turn out to be improper. Okay, and we kind of interchange those two things. Okay, when we talk about a ratio in math, a lot of times we write them as a fraction because that's how we deal with them mathematically. Okay, we don't use the words with the colon and the word 2 in it mathematically. Okay, our first step would have to be to change it into a fraction. Okay, so anything we do mathematically with a ratio is going to look like in a fraction form. Now, teaching higher math for several years, this is one skill that we teach now that really becomes useless, okay, is changing those improper fractions to mixed numbers. Because anything you do in high school, if you end up with a mixed number, the first thing you've got to do is change it back to an improper fraction. Okay? It's good to know these steps, and unfortunately Virginia SOL tells us we have to know it because it's a skill they want to see that you demonstrate to us. Okay? But mathematically, we don't do a whole lot with mixed numbers. We do more with improper fractions than we do mixed numbers. Okay? But again, this is something that's told to us that we must know and must learn how to do. Okay? Do you have a question regarding an improper fraction at this point? No or yes? What's your question? We're going to talk about it. Right now it's just a definition. Okay? Now, let's talk about a mixed number, and then we're going to start and convert between the two. A mixed number, okay, involves whole numbers and fractions. And some examples of those, and we've done those before, is 2 1/2, 4 3/4. Can be things with larger numbers, 5 and 26 over 37. Okay? Can even go larger if we wanted to within a fraction. But it's a whole number consisting with our fractions. Now we're going to talk for just a second on how to change from improper to mixed. So that's what we're going to talk about now, is how to change an improper fraction to a mixed number. I would. First step you need to do, you need to divide the top number by the bottom number. Another way you can say that is how many times can the bottom number be multiplied to get the top number. And I'm abbreviating number with that number symbol, okay? All right. Those both mean the same thing, okay? You're kind of looking at it from two different directions, okay? So if you want to write one of them and not both, that's fine. If you want to write both just so you have them, that'll be fine, okay? The closest whole number that you just did, okay? I can't see this, I'm sorry. Is going to be the whole number in your mixed number. And we're going to do some of these, so some of this will make more sense just in a minute, okay? The remainder what you have left over is the top number of your fraction. It's probably smart to write it down. Okay. The bottom number of your fraction I can scoot that back up because I didn't mean to go quite that far. It's what you divide it by. In step one, okay? We're going to do one of these and it'll make more sense, okay? I know that's a lot of words. All right, I want to skip on ahead, but leave enough room. I can come back to this slide in a little while and let you finish copying, okay? So go ahead and leave some room. We're going to jump ahead real quick. All right, let's say I have the fraction 5/2. Okay, first of all, we notice that it's improper. The top number is larger than the bottom number. So now what we have to think about in our head is, number one, we want to take and divide the bottom number into the top. So I can go over here to the side and divide. And so here's my question. And so sometimes you don't have to necessarily go divide. But how many times will 2 go into 5? 2 times. And what is 2 times 2, Austin? 4. And when I subtract, I get 1. This whole number here is going to be your whole number in your mixed number. This remainder, okay, he's the remainder, becomes your top number in your fraction. And the number you're dividing by becomes your bottom number. Okay? And I'm just kind of spelling those out. So if you're looking at your steps, this is the whole number that now becomes my whole number of my mixed number. My remainder becomes the top part of the fraction, and the number that I divide it by is the bottom number of my fraction. No, but I'm just kind of showing you where I got my piece of that. Okay? Now, sometimes you don't have to do this dividing part. Sometimes we can do it in our head. Let's say we have something like 7/3. How many times can 3 be multiplied to get to 7? How many? 2. Because we know 3 times 2 is, like, so that 2 is my whole number. Now, Zach just told me 3 times 2 is 6. I needed 7. So what's the difference? 1. So 1 was your remainder, and 3 stays your bottom. So if you need to do the math, just come over here. 3 divided by 7. How many times will 3 go into 7? 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract, you get, here's my whole number. Here's the top number. That was the remainder, so he's the top number. And the number that I divide it by is my bottom number. So I want you guys to do this one really quickly on your paper, then we're going to talk about it. Let's say we have 13/4. Let's do that one quickly. You can either divide or you can do it in your head with the first step. It doesn't matter. Take just about 30 more seconds, okay? You got the answer? All right, Brian, what'd you get as your answer? 1 3/4. Okay, let's do this. How many times can 4 go into 13? How many, Logan? 3. All right, so here's my 3. All right, what is 3 times 4? 12, and I need 13, so how many's left over? And what goes on the bottom? 4. Okay, you got the right numbers. I think you just switched them around. Now, if you needed to divide, but you weren't able to do that in your head, that's okay. How many times will 4 go into 13? 3 times 4 is subtract. Here's your whole number. No, here's your remainder. And then here's your bottom number that we divide it by. So whole number, remainder, and what we divide it by. Okay? Let's do another one very quickly on our paper. Let's say we have 27 over 5. Do that one really quickly. Got the answer? Give me just 1 second, Logan, to let them finish up. All right, Logan, tell me your answer. 5 2/5. Is it correct? Yes. Now, if I need to do that, right here, we got 5 divided into 27, right? How many times will 5 go into 27? So 5 times 5 is, and what is 25 subtract 27? I'm sorry, 27 subtract 25. There's where my 2 came from. Okay? Now, let's think about this visually for a minute. Okay? A baker. Okay, we have a bakery shop. Okay? The baker comes in every morning, makes his pies, and he cuts all of his pies in 5 pieces. He puts them on a plate and puts them in the little showcase. So when people come in, they're an individual little piece of pie sitting on a plate. Okay? At the end of the day, he has 27 pieces of those pies left. And he puts them back in the containers, so he kind of puts his pies back together to put them in the refrigerator for the night so they won't go bad. Okay? How many pies, whole pies, and how many parts will he have left? So visually, okay, I'm not a very good artist, I'll just tell you that now. Here's his pie pan. These are all the empty ones he had before he started. Okay, I did put 7 in one, did I? No, I put 6 in that one. Did I really? Okay. Did I put the, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, 4. All right. All right. So there's 5 pieces in each pie plan, right? So if he puts those 25 pieces back in, okay, when he puts them back in, it fills up, right? And now he's out of pie. He's put them all back in the pie pan. How many whole pies did he have at the end of the day? And how many pieces out of the 5 does he have left? So even visually, if you need to draw something like that, it's okay if you visually have to do it until the steps become more available.
Okay, so when you get to 5, so how to get to 2 is whatever you subtract 5?
Whatever your remainder is. Okay, whatever you have left over.
So you don't divide all the way.
No, I don't put a decimal and carry on through. I stop. Okay, let's do one more really quickly and we're going to move to mixed numbers. Let's say we have Same steps. Same steps. Now, would that end up being a repeating decimal? Yes. But I can make him a mixed number. It's okay. It's what you've been doing.
Oh.
A mixed number is using your whole numbers with your fractions. Those are mixed numbers. Improper fraction to mixed number. That was their directions of the day. Hold on. Zach's still talking, so Zach needs to work. All right, so Avery, what'd you get? Is she right? Yes, she is correct. Because if I have to divide 3 into 32, 3 going to 3 once, that's 3. Then that's a 0. I bring my 2 down. 3 will go into 2 how many times? 0. Well, but I'm going to stop before I have to place a decimal. I have to use my 2, right? So I've got to use all the number that I have, okay? And so now what's my remainder? 2. Okay, very good. Okay, is that not the same that I just did really right here? How many times will 3 go into 32? Okay, I just did log division, whereas you used your multiplication facts in your head without having to do that. And that's fine. They're both the same step. Okay? One I might have to write out. The other I can think of in my head. Okay? Same procedure. Put that up, please. Put it up in your bag. Put it in your bag. I don't want to see it. Okay? Any questions on changing an improper to a mixed? That's what we just did. We changed an improper fraction to a mixed number. Now we're going to go backwards. Now I'm going to give you a mixed number, and you're going to change it to improper. Okay? Here's your steps on it. Number 1, you're going to multiply your whole number by the denominator of the fraction. And again, you're writing words right now, then we're going to go through it. Will y'all stop doing whatever you're doing and be taking notes, please? Now you're going to take that product, which is the answer to what you just did right here, and you're going to add the numerator. And this is the top number of your improper fraction. And then your denominator is the same as the original denominator. And I want to stop right there because I ran out of room on my OR part of my denominator. All right, again, if you're a little behind, I'm going on. Leave enough room. I'll come back to these slides and you can finish copying. All right, so we're doing mixed numbered improper. Okay, let's say I have 4 1/3. The first step said to take this whole number and multiply it by your denominator. So I'm going to multiply 4 times 3 and get what? Okay, now, that's first. Your second step said take this product and add your numerator, which is 1. And what do you get? It told me that 13 is the new numerator. And step 3 says the denominator stays the same. It is. Okay? Let's look at another one. Let's say we have 2 5/6. Now, this step right here, if you want to write it to the right side of your paper. Okay? You don't have to. You'll get to a point that you don't have to write that. Okay? But if you need to for a short period of time, just scoot over to the right side of your paper and do it so it's away from your problem. So you're going to take your whole number, multiply it by the numerator, which is 5, and you get, now I'm going to take that product, which was 10, and add, I'm sorry, get back. It's 2 times 6. I'm sorry, that was my bad. 2 times 6, which is, and now I'm going to take this product and add my numerator, which was 5, and I get, you got what? 12 plus 5? So 17 is my numerator, and what's the denominator? It doesn't change. Okay? Good, because you're going to try one on your own right now.
No, yes.
Here we go. Do the problem. Do that. Yes, you're going from mixed to improper. It's about 30 seconds. You may not even need that long. Rachel, what'd you get? Get it quickly, because I want an answer from Rachel. And if you don't know how, all you have to do is ask. Oh, Rachel's answering this one. Okay. So what was step 1? What did step 1 tell you? I do. Okay. Here's your classwork and your homework. I just need to go ahead and take it. I know. Some people learn in life we just got to handle being not feeling well. There you go. Alright, so Rachel, what was step 1? Yeah? Okay, so what's my whole number in this problem? And what's my denominator? Okay, so can you do 3 times 7? Okay, now what was step 2? To what? So this product, so I'm going to take 21 and add what? 4, and that gives me what? And now this number is what? the numerator. And what's the denominator? Huh? Look on your paper. What was step 3? 7. Now, I'm just kind of curious. Did I do anything that you couldn't have done on your own? What? What did I do differently? You read it and told me what to write. Okay. All right, so here we go. Try this one. Kendall's going to answer this one. So, Kendall, when you get this one, shout out your answer. (17/8). Is he correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Any questions? Yes, Griffin. Okay. He took 2 and multiplied those numerators, so he had 2 times 8, right? And he got 16. Then he's going to take this 16, and he's going to add this numerator, which was 1. And that gave him 17. Okay? 17 over 8. Now, here's where the baker comes back in. The baker. If the baker comes in this morning, okay, it's a different one. We have co-owners, so there's 2 owners to the store. One works Monday, the other one works Tuesday. So the one that comes in on Tuesday has 2 whole pies and 1/8 of the next pie. And he's going to put them back out. So if you're looking at your pies again, this one has 8. Okay, so all of this one was colored in. And all of this one was colored in because he had 2 whole pies. And he had 1 piece of another one. How many pieces of pie were there? There's 17 pieces of pie. How did you get that? Both of these were in 8 pieces, right? So we know 2 times 8 is. And he had 1 extra piece, so that was 17. Okay? And all the pies were cut in 8 pieces. Okay? So if you visually have to draw it, visually draw it. Okay? There's nothing wrong with visually drawing it until you get the concept of where you're going. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. Okay? Alright. Here is your classwork.